Lost media is something that's fascinated me for years, and yet I've never really had an opportunity to talk about it. Sure, I've talked about cursed images and their unknown origins before, but that's different. What I'm talking about when I say lost media is stuff that you straight up can't find anymore, which is why I haven't talked about it yet, because everybody's already found all the cool lost media. Okay, well, that's an exaggeration. Obviously, if that were true, I wouldn't be making this video, but still, I need to acknowledge how oversaturated lost media videos are on YouTube. I don't want to be yet another white guy talking about some lost pilot of a kids show like it's the scariest thing ever, so I've barely covered the topic up to this point. Still, I love lost media videos, even when they're covering things that are stupid, like a lost YouTube poop or something. And if you also like that sort of thing, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of stupid stuff tonight. Basically, I'm going to be covering 6 cases of lost YouTube videos that I found interesting. Some of them are going to be a bit spookier, but I wanted to avoid talking about anything too dark here, since I think those cases are generally all the same. These 6 are all various degrees of found, from different genres of video, different eras, and I tried to find stuff to cover that wasn't done to death. There's going to be one big exception, which I'm sure you already saw in the thumbnail, but we'll get to that later. For now, just remember that these are just 6 cases that I personally found interesting, so don't treat this as a comprehensive list of every single lost YouTube video ever. Also, on that note, please keep in mind I am not trying to solve any of the cases I talk about here. Some of them have already been found anyway, and I honestly have zero idea how to even find lost media. I just want to at best bring a little awareness to the ones that are still lost, but really, like I said before, I just want to talk about stuff that I think is interesting. Anyway, with all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps me out. But now, without further ado, let's get right into the first case. I want to start with this one because I only find it interesting for one reason. This is the first ever fan-made Minecraft video. Now, keep in mind that I said fan-made, because the first Minecraft video is very much still around, that being the Cave Game Tech Test video uploaded by Notch when development first started. Anyway, what exactly was Minecraft Castle? From all accounts, it was just a video made by this guy named Evilville on May 17th, 2009. 1 hour after the alpha version 0.0.11a was released to the public. Evilville was a member of this forum called TIG Source, which is also where the alpha was posted. Interestingly though, despite being posted after version 0.0.11a's release, the video was recorded in version 0.0.9a, which is also completely lost. 0.0.9a was only given to a select few playtesters on TIG Source, including Evilville, and all that remains of it is some screenshots, including this one that is likely of the Minecraft Castle video. So, assuming Minecraft Castle got found, not only would we have the first ever fan video of Minecraft, but footage of a version that's largely unknown. Now, do I think Minecraft Castle or version 0.0.9a are all that interesting? Outside of how historical they are, no, realistically they probably weren't anything that crazy. From what we know, the video was just a tour of the castle, which was just under 3 minutes long, and the castle itself was made of wood and stone, had an underground section, and had stairs that had to be traversed manually by jumping. So, nothing too crazy, but still, I think it's important for something like the first fan-made video of a game as huge as Minecraft to be preserved. That begs the question though, how do we know that this is the first ever fan video of Minecraft? If you've ever researched the topic before, you'll likely have seen this video pop up. Well, that was uploaded the same day as Minecraft Castle, and the description alongside many other big YouTubers like AntVenom claim this is the first fan video. It's not. Minecraft was uploaded by Jan Willem Niemann only 30 minutes after Minecraft Castle, but does remain the oldest fan video still publicly uploaded. As for how we know this, there's an archive of the TIG Source chat logs from May 17th, 2009, and we can see that at 13:11 UTC, Evilville uploaded his video, while Niemann uploaded this video at 13:41 UTC. I'm not sure exactly how this info was found, but most of the info I'm going over was found by a group of Minecraft archivists named the Omni Archive, and was collected both on the Lost Media Wiki and in a video by Paladin Ryan. As far as I can tell, Paladin Ryan's video is the source for the metadata thing, but I did double check it for myself, and it's indeed correct. So, now that we know that Minecraft Castle is the first ever Minecraft fan video, what happened to it? Why is it lost? In short, Evilville deleted the video and its channel in 2011, and the only archive of it from 2010 suggests that it had a mixed reception, mostly from people who didn't realize how old the video was. So, my theory is that it was deleted because of the mixed reception, and Evilville deleted his channel for whatever reason. That's pretty much everything that's known about Minecraft Castle though. Again, it probably isn't a super interesting video, aside from being one of the first Minecraft videos, but I do think there's a decent chance it could still be found someday. According to that Wayback Machine archive I mentioned, it had at least 65,000 views at the time of its deletion, if not more. So there's a non-zero chance that somebody saw it and archived it, but the chance of that is slim. Evilville himself was already asked about the video, and he doesn't have it, which means, unfortunately, our only chance is likely just hoping somebody has it on hand. If you're familiar with lost media searches, you know this is a pretty common outcome, but it still sucks that this is where the search has gone. With that being said though, I really do hope this one is found someday, if for nothing else, just for historical purposes. I mean, we are talking about the first recorded fan video for the most popular game in the world. That's like if we had lost the first recording of Tetris or something. I really do hope Minecraft Castle gets found someday, but for now, we just have to wait. Alright, this section's gonna be quick because this isn't a super well-known case, and as far as I can tell, it was found pretty quickly. For some context, SpongeBob is Evil is an old YouTube skit uploaded in 2007, and I remember watching it back when I was a kid. I always found it funny, and having seen it again since, well, spoilers, it's been re-uploaded, I can say it actually still holds up decently well. It actually only got privated relatively recently, as it was still public back in October of last year, according to this archive of it found on the Wayback Machine. On that same archive, we can see that the video had around 350,000 views, meaning it was decently well known, but definitely not a super viral video or anything. Still, like I said, I definitely remember watching this as a kid. That brings me to why I'm even covering this in the first place. Honestly, I just didn't know what else to put in here. I wanted to include a lost YouTube poop or something along those lines, but I didn't want to cover one of the widely known ones, like Luigi Murders Yoshi, Extremely Sad, and most of the YouTube poops I remember are still readily available. As a quick example, one of the most memorable YouTube poops to me is this awful SpongeBob Sonic EXE one, which got re-uploaded a couple years back. So, since I couldn't find a lost YouTube poop to talk about, that led me on a hunt to find a sillier lost video to cover, which led me to SpongeBob is Evil. Like I said, I do remember watching this as a kid, so I have a little bit of a personal connection here, but I also already mentioned that this was found and re-uploaded. As much as I'd like to say there was some huge search for SpongeBob is Evil, really the search lasted all of a couple hours. I found this post on the Lost Media subreddit from November of last year, and a couple hours later, somebody commented on it saying they had the video saved. It was also apparently included in its entirety in a YouTube iceberg video. Anyway, it got re-uploaded to both YouTube and the Internet Archive, so SpongeBob is Evil is very much found. Sorry that this wasn't the most interesting story, but that's just how it is sometimes. So, all of that to say, I'm including SpongeBob is Evil less because of the search or the video itself, even though I do like it, and more because it serves as a good example of both how easily lost media can sometimes be found, and how stuff still goes missing to this day. SpongeBob is Evil is almost 20 years old, and it only became lost, even if only for a moment, last year. If not for someone already just happening to have it on hand, this easily could have become a larger lost media case, a la Luigi Murders Yoshi or some other lost YouTube poop. Really, I just wanted to highlight that not every single lost video on YouTube is some crazy, mysterious, or disturbing thing. Sometimes a silly video of some kids messing around and making a skit gets lost, just because they decided to private it. So, moral of the story, I guess, is always back up random funny YouTube videos. You never know when they might go missing. This one got found immediately after I started planning this video. That's not an exaggeration. The day after I started researching for this video, April 11th, 2026, Play 2 got found. At least, it probably did. More on that later though. For now, Play 2 is a really obscure video, which was featured in this compilation called Comparison Creepiest Videos on YouTube by Watch Data. Watch Data is just one of those content farm statistics channels, you know, the ones that compare shit like, how long would you survive in this situation, and the video itself isn't anything interesting. In that Creepiest Videos on YouTube video, it's featured right at the end as the least viewed video, having only 77 views at the time, and we're barely shown any of it. We can see a VCR font that says hello and someone holding a lighter, and the rest of the video is described as being a stark warning that the worst is yet to come. I first learned of Play 2 a few months ago, either from the Lost Media or Internet Mysteries subreddit, I forget which, but the prevailing theory for the video's contents at the time was that it was some sort of self-harm video, which possibly contained a screamer. Strangely, I never saw anyone consider the possibility that it was part of an ARG, which was my immediate thought, though I highly doubt I'm the only one who actually considered that possibility. More recently, I did some digging and found the Mother8538 subreddits, where I found a mock-up of what the video probably looked like. It's actually pretty accurate, and it lines up pretty well with the video that was found. I guess I should go over that now. Basically, Play 2 was found by the YouTube user OCfador, I hope I got that right, who found it in a comment on another video about Play 2, which claimed it was re-uploaded to Bilibili. Bilibili being a Chinese video site, which you could describe as basically being the Chinese YouTube. Anyway, since it was found, why don't we take a look at the supposed creepiest lost video on YouTube?
That's it? That's the last episode?
So, this is where things get a little weird. As you can tell, Play 2 was really nothing special. It's kind of a nothing video, and that's assuming this even is Play 2. There's already been fake AI recreations before, and while I personally don't see any signs of this one being AI, and people who did see Play 2 before it was deleted claim this is the real thing, I'm going to say this isn't for sure the actual video. It most likely is. I think there's a very low chance this is AI slop since, again, I don't see any evidence that it is. Plus the video lines up pretty well with that recreation I mentioned earlier, and the one screenshot of the video we do have. So, again, most likely, this is Play 2. The fact that the video says not over when every recollection and recreation don't say that actually makes me think this is the real thing, since people could have totally misremembered the text. Same with the rumors of the video containing footage of someone committing self-harm. Chances are people were just misremembering, if not straight up lying. Though it is worth mentioning that the Mother8538 channel had other videos. Like Play 2, Punishment is rumored to have contained footage of self-harm, to the point where supposedly googling the Mother8538 channel would bring you to gore sites. For the record, I don't believe that's true, but I think it's worth mentioning due to how many people say that was the case. I think that really, Play 2 is just a big case of misinformation. People reported on it like it was supposed to be the creepiest video on YouTube that was deleted for containing gore, when in reality, even if this is a fake AI slop recreation, it most likely was just an uninteresting video. Even in the original Watch Data video, they never said it was the creepiest, just the least viewed. Hell, we can't even completely trust that video because even in that one, they described it wrong. They describe it as a stark warning, when that's like, maybe what the video is? But considering how inaccurate and, let's be real, probably sloppily put together that original Watch Data video is, I'm not shocked. Regardless, I'm glad Play 2 was found. Sure, it's underwhelming, but really, I think whether this is the real Play 2 or not, it's probably not that crazy of a video. Honestly, there's way more stuff I could go over about the Mother 8538 channel. I've really only scratched the surface here with the rumors surrounding it and the search for the other videos, but I think that's a story for another time. For now, I'm going to just leave it here. Play 2 was most likely found, and if it turns out this was just another AI recreation, then I guess I'll have to make an update on this case. This is going to be a kind of weird one. I'm using 3Lame Studio as an example of how sometimes entire channels can become lost media, even when they have millions of views. What makes this one weird though is both how a lot of the videos aren't lost anymore, given 3Lame relisted most of them, and the actual contents of the videos themselves. Before I get too ahead of myself though, basically, 3Lame Studio is this really bizarre animator who, honestly, I can barely describe. His videos are just weird, full of borderline NSFW animation, and have random fictional characters like Homer Simpson, Angry Birds, Minecraft, Cuphead, and Oni Plays? They're all just kind of shoved in there. The easiest way I can think of explaining 3Lame Studio is just showing you one of his videos. So here's SpongeBob and Cuphead meets Baroness Von Bonbon featuring Oni Plays Part 9.
And what's wrong with the little Mickey Mouse over there?
I told you, he's Cuphead and Bendy!
So, I think you can see why I wanted to cover this channel. Now, as I said a moment ago, out of everything in this video that's still considered lost, 3Lame Studio is easily the least lost. Just a few months ago, back in October 2025, he relisted all of his previously privatized videos, so it's not like we're missing everything. However, according to the Lost Media wiki page about him, there's 258 videos that were deleted from his channel, only some of which have been found. These deleted videos are mostly of the variety like the one I showed you, in fact that was one of them, so, to me, this is the stuff I find more interesting. That isn't to say the videos that aren't lost aren't interesting though, especially his newer ones, where he seems to be just making stuff that's a lot more normal. According to 3Lame, he makes whatever he likes, and I can't fault him at all for that. If he wants to make weird, borderline content farm Angry Birds videos, then he should. If he wants to make speed paints of Lupin the Third characters, then he should. But honestly, I'm way more interested in these weird animations with a bunch of characters thrown together for no real reason. And thankfully, as I already said, that's mostly what's been lost. First is Ilvis the Fox Minecraft parody video, which I distinctly remember watching as a kid. It's nothing that crazy, just a kinda ugly 3D Minecraft animation that's a parody of What Does the Fox Say, which wasn't even an original concept back then. Regardless, I still enjoy this one despite the bad animation, since it reminds me of shitty Minecraft videos I'd watched back in the early 2010s. Maybe because it was one. Moving on, in terms of actual lost videos, there's the iconic Sexcraft a Minecraft animation, which, sounds very interesting. I doubt it was anything actually NSFW though, but knowing 3Lame, maybe it could have been. There's also Gravity Falls in Love parody, which apparently got found back in 2016, but then it got lost again. I don't think we're really missing all that much with that one anyway, I just find it interesting that it got lost twice. Finally, I want to briefly go over Oni Play animated Brown Bricks animation song. This one is partially found, but it has no audio. From what we can see though, I need this found now. If the one Oni Plays dancing video is anything to go off of, I think this one could be comedy gold. Maybe. It could also suck, I don't know. But yeah, that's kinda all I have to say about 3Lame Studio. Nothing super crazy, just some bizarre animations that got deleted off YouTube for whatever reason. I'd guess they probably weren't all deleted at once, but there's no real way to know for sure. Judging by what we found, I think 3Lame's lost videos are probably only interesting if you find them funny, and I happen to find them funny. I'll include a link to the list of lost videos in the description, along with all the other sources I've been using, as I highly recommend going through and watching these. Hopefully more get found someday, but for now, I think there's nothing more I can say about them.
Hello everyone, I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku?
Yeah, if that wasn't clear by now, this one's gonna be Miku related. I've never really mentioned it, but I love Vocaloid, and I thought this would be a decent enough excuse to talk about it. Before I get into this case proper, I'm gonna need to explain some terms that are gonna come up throughout. If you're familiar with Vocaloid at all, you can go ahead and skip to this timestamp, but for those of you who are normal and barely know what a Miku is, let me give you a brief rundown. Basically, Vocaloid is a software developed by Yamaha, yeah, the motorcycle guys, and it's basically a synthesized voice that you can use either by itself or as a vocalist for your own music. Think of it like text-to-speech, but if you slapped an anime girl onto it and said it was her voice. Of these Vocaloids, the most popular is Hatsune Miku, you know, the girl from Fortnite. You may know her from popular songs like Popipo, Triple Baka, Mesmerizer, Rollin' Girl, or one of my personal favorites, Nevermind by Nerd Neko. What can I say, I know ball. Now, Hatsune Miku is not in the song I'm going to talk about. This one features Megarine Luca, the first Vocaloid to be able to sing in English. The first real Vocaloid to be able to sing in English. The song in question is called Glass, produced by Nagi Kamashiro, a mysterious producer whose other songs are, for the most part, lost. It's a short song, sung in English by Luca, and is honestly pretty creepy. Take a listen. Pretty creepy, right? I'm reminded a lot of Piropito's work, particularly username 666, which I never thought I'd say about a Vocaloid song. Now, obviously, since I just showed you it, the song isn't lost. At least, not anymore. See, the only reason we even knew this song existed was because of an old Vocaranks compilation from 2011. Vocaranks being a ranking of the most popular Vocaloid songs uploaded to Nico Nico Doga for the given week, which, ironically, is also now lost media. At the very least, we have the clip of Glass being featured in the Vocaranks compilation from the week of March 4th, 2011, and according to an archive of the video on the Wayback Machine, it was still public up until somewhere between February 27th, 2021 and February of last year. I'm not sure on the exact date since I couldn't get a lot of the archives working, but the last one I could get working, where the video was still public anyway, was from February 27th, 2021. We can also see that it had around 278 views into my lists, which, from my understanding, are equivalent to playlists and also favorites on Nico Nico Doga, which means the song is pretty obscure. That's why I find this case so interesting though, because this is exactly what I think of when I hear lost media. Something that was weird and kinda creepy, that got lost because it was obscure and no one thought to archive it. It's only known because people remember it, or in this case, people found out about it either from old videos or web pages where it was mentioned. Anyway, with all the history about Glass out of the way, how was it found? I'm gonna be honest, I barely understand this, but I'll do my best to explain. Glass was found with a method known as Youku scraping, Youku being a Chinese video site that I guess has a lot of Vocaloid videos. Either that or people are only scraping it for re-uploads of lost Vocaloid songs, I don't know. Either way, basically, scraping is some sort of program that looks through Youku for re-uploads or reprints of Vocaloid songs, which are then re-uploaded to YouTube if they're found. Usually copyright is pretty lax with Vocaloid songs as they're dubbed, so there's not much danger of the songs being deleted again. Again though, I barely understand how this all works, so if I got any information wrong, I apologize. I just wanted to share this cool piece of found media. But yeah, that's pretty much it for how Glass was found. I fully expect that I got a few minor details wrong, but basically, someone ran a program through a Chinese site, found a re-upload of the song, and then re-uploaded it to YouTube, which is where I eventually found it. I think it's really interesting that if Glass never got lost, I and many others would have probably never heard of it. I know that's pretty common for lost media, but like I said earlier, this just feels like such a lost media song that it's hard to imagine it ever not being lost. Of all the vocal lost songs I'm aware of, Glass is easily the most interesting case to me. Not necessarily because of how it was found, but because of the song itself. That isn't to say there aren't more interesting lost Vocaloid songs out there though. While researching for this segment, I heard about a producer called Sampling Sampling, with some really strange sounding songs that are, again, mostly lost. Like I mentioned earlier, Nagi Kamashiro has other lost songs, and Pinocchio P, one of my favorite producers, even has a song that is completely lost outside of a remaster that is probably completely different from the original. Basically, what I'm saying is, Vocaloid lost media is a topic that is worth diving into if you think it sounds interesting at all. I hope one day I'll have another excuse to talk about it, but for the time being, I'm going to leave things here. I wanted to end this video off by talking about something you've probably already heard of. Big Star Secret is a lost Super Mario 64 Screamer video, and it's something I've actually talked about before. Way back in 2023 in my first childhood trauma video, I talked about Big Star Secret when I was going over Screamers. I don't think I had ever actually seen this one back when it was up, but I remember hearing about it somewhere and finding the concept really funny. Back then, it was rumored to have Evanescence's Bring Me to Life playing in the background, and the idea of a Mario 64 screamer about unlocking Luigi, which used Evanescence and the Keifi car commercial, was hilarious to me. At the time though, that was pretty much all we knew. The only other information that was known was the length of the video, 5 minutes and 12 seconds long, the uploader, the upload date of August 15th, 2007, and the time frame it was deleted, sometime in between 2011 and 2012. I think the thumbnail also got found around the same time, and it showed a black and blue Mario in front of the infamous Ella's Real fountain. Focusing now on the hunt from the video itself, people from the Lost Media Wiki already tried contacting the video's creator, a guy named LotusMan17, but he no longer had it. The Internet Archive also didn't have the video, meaning the chances of finding it were slim. People did manage to find a now 18-year-old reaction video to Big Star Secret, but the quality and angle of the video made it hard to see anything. In any case, it's only 30 seconds long, and basically just confirms that the blue Mario costume and Keifi car commercial jump scare were part of the video. Later, on May 30th, 2024, Lost Media Wiki users Mavel, Syndexman, and Charmita Chattybanks managed to find and contact another person who had a privated reaction to Big Star Secret. It's since been re-uploaded, showing us the last 40 seconds of the video from a much clearer angle. From here though, things get a little bit weird. The main lead for finding the rest of Big Star Secret was to find someone who would have had it still within their Flash player storage, and the chances of finding somebody who would have even had a portion of the video stored that way was tiny. For context, back when YouTube used Adobe Flash Player would temporarily store a YouTube video in your browser's cache if your PC suddenly shut down. Now, the reason why the chances for this happening are tiny and not impossible is because this is a Screamer video. There is a non-zero chance that somebody saw the Screamer and got so scared that they suddenly shut off their PC, and that is what we are hoping to find here. Now, as far as I'm aware, that still hasn't happened yet. However, a well-known member of the Lost Media Wiki Discord named Peter realized he had a bunch of these temporary saves still on his old computer running Windows XP. The reason why is because his browser cache was corrupted, meaning every single video he watched was saved onto his computer. One of those, of course, being Big Star Secret. I'll let you take a look for yourself. So, obviously, this isn't the full video. According to Peter, he got bored and stopped watching, which is why this is only the first 47 seconds. But still, this is the clearest recording we have of the video so far, and it's a whopping 47 seconds out of the entire 5 minute and 12 second video. That's not a small amount. Think of it this way. Combined with the last 40 seconds we have from that one reaction, we have 87 seconds of the video, or almost 1.5 minutes of Super Mario 64 Big Star Secrets. That's roughly 28% of the video, which is a pretty good amount if you ask me. Of course, that doesn't mean the search is over. As much as I'd love to try to help, the best I can do is just spread even the tiniest bit of awareness, since I know I don't have an old corrupted Windows XP browser cache. Like I said, I don't think I ever even saw the video back in the day, so there's really not much I can do here. However, if you even think that you might have seen it, and that you might have it saved somewhere, please check. That goes for any of the videos I've talked about, obviously, but Big Star Secret especially, I really would like to see found. From the descriptions I've heard, Big Star Secret sounds like a funny video that unfortunately got deleted due to hate comments. You know, like what happened to Minecraft with gadgets? And if that's anything to go off of, I think we need to see Big Star Secrets. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I have a few other lost media cases I'd like to cover someday, and maybe I will soon, especially when it comes to stuff outside of YouTube. These were just some of the YouTube related cases I've heard about, and as I've alluded to, there's a lot more I could cover just within that topic. I don't really find a lot of the other cases I've heard of particularly interesting though, so if you want to learn more, I highly suggest doing your own research. At the very least, consider checking out channels like Blame It on Jorge, El Supersonic Q, and Source Brew. They're all way better at talking about lost media than I am, and like I said in the intro, I just wanted to, at best, spread a little awareness about some cases that I found interesting. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and good night.